Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. It's me, Antonio, back with another video today. Seeing what's up with you guys, of course, you know my intro. Seeing what's up with you guys. How you guys doing today? I had a nice early day out. Went out, got me went out and explored the world a little bit. I actually caught the bus today. The bus is free still, so got on to do a little bit of exploration and whatnot. Take care of a couple things, get some bills paid and whatnot, pick up some cash. But I wanted to talk to you guys about polarities, positives and negatives, as above, so below, pluses and minuses, things like that. There's always going to be a positive and a negative push between things. People get triggered, people get unbothered with certain situations, but that's just the way of the universe. You cannot have dark without the light. You cannot have good without the bad. We just had this whole political thing where 4 or 5 different white supremacist groups stormed the White House just recently. Things like this happen. There have been world wars in the past. There's been peace treaties in the past. There's just been certain events and certain things in the past that cannot be stopped. I study astrology and different types of spiritual practices. The more you know, the more you don't know. It's all about your mindfulness. It's all about your awareness. When you're in elementary school, you're not aware of trigonometry. When you're in middle school, you're not aware of racism and things like that. When you're in high school, you're not aware of these things that go on in the college dorm or even in real life. These things happen. It's a balance, yin and yang, male and female, light and dark. Singularity and duality. There's the universe. There's a lot of universal laws that people have to follow, that spirit has to follow, that the world has to follow. Everyone wants peace, but how do you get to peace? There's been wars in the past. That's usually how it goes. Peace is your perception. It's an opinion. Whose peace is it? But of course, there's been several wars over the past to lead to peace, or it shows who wants supreme control over whatever they want control over, because that's what it's all about. It's peace and it's control, and it's that perception of peace and control. If America wants world war, America is always or if America wants peace, America is always going to be at war. Thus, America is always at war for no reason. What is America's perception of peace? What is China's perception of peace? What is Russia's perception of peace? And again, I don't like naming names. I don't like calling specific people or countries out. But, there's a time and a place for everything. Labels and titles and things like that. You just want to be aware of these specific energies and these specific timelines and these events that keep happening over and over and over again. Again, even us, even this planet. There's nothing new here. We're made of stardust. We're made of universal energies that are not destroyed. They just come and go again and again over a time. It may take a year, it may take 30 years, it may take 50 years, it may take 100 years. You've been here before. Your energy has been here before. What's up, fam?
I was gonna tell you, check your email and see if that lady got the stuff. Because she said she was gonna email us back. I know she said she got one of the papers, but she was waiting on the death certificate.
All right.
So see if she got it. So I can try to see if I can get this damn call.
I'm finna check my email. But yeah, look, I still have business things to take care of. I still have documents and death certificates and house deeds and things I need to take care of. So don't think that I'm just sitting here not doing anything, that I'm just a nobody. Listen, I'm all about peace and being able to keep a stable frame of mind. I have a lot of things going on in my life, as do the world. Again, we're stepping into the age of Aquarius. Being a Libra, communication and connecting is going to be a little bit more easy for me. My ideas are going to flow. I'm going to feel more guided towards peace and education. And that's just the way it goes. You know, we had to deal with the whole corona thing. You know, you have to research history. You have to pay attention to planetary alignment. You have to pay attention to all the events that's going on in the world. In times of war, in times of peace, what happened? You know, we had World War I, World War II, you know, the Civil War, all these different wars. But we've also had times of prohibition, when they had to go back on prohibition. They also have had times of, you know, peace. There was also times, you know, the Woodstock era, the peace era, which we're going into again. We're stepping out of these earthly energies. We're going into a Capricorn full moon soon, so you're still going to feel some effects of, you know, materialistic things, you know, worldly matters and things like that, wars and things like. There's just a whole lot going on in the world, and it cannot be helped and it cannot be stopped. And the more you fight to change it, the more polarity. It's like a tug of war. You know, if we have, you know, groups storming the White House and things like that, there's also going to be another event on the opposite end of the spectrum to balance that out. Like, take for instance, and I'm not sure if this explanation is going to be able to explain what I'm trying to convey here, but I'm a Florida boy. But one of my dreams has always been to see snow. You know, I've always wanted to go to New York, but I'm here in Florida, one of the hottest states. The further away that I get from Florida to reach New York, the colder I'm going to get. By the time I reach my goal, my dream, which is New York, you know, standing in the middle of Manhattan in the snow, it's an uncomfortable feeling. But that's my dream. I always wanted to see snow. I always wanted to go to New York. So that's how it is. That's how polarity, push and pull, a positive and negative works. Is always going to be there. You have to, you know, even with working, you have to exert effort. You have to exert blood, sweat, and tears to obtain the ideals, the goals, and things that you want to manifest. You have to go through something in order to get somewhere. If there's one side of the spectrum, there's always going to be another side of the spectrum. You may have someone that's running up in churches, shooting things up, and on the other side of the spectrum, you have someone sitting Indian style in a park somewhere, praying for everyone in the world. As weird as that sound, right? You get me? You know, so that's how the world works. Don't think that you can just be a goody two shoes, or you can just get on the internet and just expose everyone. Well, we're all living in a glass house. We're all should be living in a trance of transparency, truth, justice, light. You know, just be mindful. Just be present, just be aware, just be familiar with your spirituality, be familiar with the past, the present, and the future. Make plans, stay on your P's and Q's, cross your T's and dot your I's. All these things that you've heard other people, including me, speak about in the past. You know, knowledge isn't to be hoarded by one person. You know, we each one teach one. We have to spread this information and spread this knowledge out so everyone isn't freaking out and isn't triggered and feeding these negative energies all the time. No, there's a way to balance these things. There's a way to move past these things. You know, you have spiritual leaders, you have spiritual movements, you have political leaders and political movements, but these are all phases. Like the moon goes through phases. These are all different phases and aspects and traits of our planet. Don't take these things for granted. But that's all I wanted to talk to you guys today. You know, the push and pull of things, the tug of war of things, the light and dark of things. You know, don't think that you're going to do so much that you're not going to see any negative. Or don't think that you're always going to be stuck in a bad place that you're never going to be able to see the light of day. No, these things are opposites. Opposites attract. There's polarity. There's the universe and its ingredients that it stirs into the cauldron of the cosmos and allows for different things to happen. A floodgate will open up for you when you're ready for that floodgate to open up for you. You just have to master yourself in the meantime and make sure that you're on the right path, or you're walking in the right direction to be able to see these signs and symbols. Don't be afraid of war. In order to reach peace, you have to go through war sometimes. That's just the way it goes. You know, in order to move past this whole corona epidemic, yes, they're going to have to test it on guinea pigs. They're going to have to test it on people in order to come up with a vaccine. So what can you expect? You just have to make sure that you're in the right place and you're in the right frame of mind so that you don't have to be subject to these things. You know, again, there's a time and there's a place for everything. There's labels, there's, certain people have to, if you're old and you have gray hair and you want to stay youthful, you have to dye your hair black, or dye your hair, whatever your natural color is, you have to dye it in order to, I guess, feel normal or stay relevant or whatever the case may be. So you have to take part in these things. It's not to avoid them. Don't avoid them. Take part in them, embrace them, master them. But I'm rambling. It's easier said than done at the end of the day. So hopefully you guys enjoyed my rant today about, positive and negative, rant, war and peace. These times, they come and go again and again. Think about yourself, You didn't stumble one time, you stumbled multiple times in life. It's just the way that life goes. Don't think that it's all peaches and cream, it's all rainbows and sunshine. You can't really embrace a sunny day in all its glory, until you've, I guess, lived through the snow or lived through the rain. And that's just basically, how life goes. I woke up this morning to some interesting phone calls and, pushed me into a positive mind state. They pushed me into a positive mind state. There's always things going on. Myself personally, going through a lot and experiencing new things, experiencing new dimensions, and there is no fear here. There's only understanding, and I'm continuing to learn things as I go. No hard feelings towards, anyone. People tend to get egoic and they take things to heart. But we're all learning from each other. If we can't stand around in a fire and argue with each other and name call each other and just rant about what we believe in, how will we be able to move forward? So I don't want anyone to think that I don't enjoy their content, or that I don't take heed to what they're saying, whether they're younger than me or older than me, whether they've been in this thing for a long time or they don't know what they're doing. But everyone has their own everyone has their own path to walk in life, and I'm just walking mine. Get out of my space. Don't rush me. I'll get there when I get there, and when I get there, it's definitely gonna be a party. So, love you all. Hopefully you all are being safe. I just wanted to update some content for you guys today. Never mind my nappy hair or my no shirt. Some people get upset about that. But even then, you have one person on the spectrum that gets upset about how you dress, and you have another person on the end of the spectrum that love how you dress. Some people are gifted with specific talents and traits. Some people are gifted with the ability to speak. Some people are gifted with an amazing body. These are the type of people that we want to pay attention to. These are the type of people that get in front of the people, and the people don't feel like these are nobodies. So, again, be safe.